although we've got our MIDI instruments set up perfectly with Reason and everything's working, you can see that I've actually changed the port here, but really it's the same setup. I've got my Novation going into the computer and the computer talking successfully to the Moog here. And that's coming back into an audio channel here, and everything's great. Everything's working perfectly. The only thing that's not working is that we're not getting a MIDI output. And this is really made apparent when we get into the sequencer and we start recording something. Right now, if I hit record and I record some random notes, it's recording it fine. You can see that coming in. It's perfect. Everything's working great, but we're not getting any controller data. So if I play something and tweak the cutoff, and then play that back, we're not going to get that tweak. We're just getting the envelope. We're not getting that movement. So how do we make that happen? Because obviously we want it to happen and it's really important. If your instrument doesn't support MIDI out and it doesn't support the playback or recording of controller data, you don't have to worry too much. But in the case of the Moog here, and with a lot of modern instruments like this, you're going to want it to work. So let's take a look. I'm just going to delete what we've recorded so far, and I'm going to go into preferences. This is where we want to be. We want to go to control surfaces, and we've already set up our Evolution X session here, which I've disconnected since we did at the beginning. But if we go to add and I go to other, I mean, if your keyboard or synth is in here, you can see there's some Dope for stuff and Arturia and Elisa's stuff that would probably cover synthesizers and the Novation, but the Moog stuff isn't currently, so we need to go to other. And what we're doing here is setting it up as a MIDI controller. And we're going to go to MIDI control surface. And this is really just because we're going to treat it as an incoming control. Now I'm going to use the slim fatty USB connection here. And let's call it Moog. You can name this whatever you want. And if you're not sure which MIDI port it's coming in on, the data that is, we could change it, look. And we could hit find, and when I tweak the knob, you're going to see automatically we get it as slim fatty. And you go try again, you can tweak any knob you like, slim fatty. There we go. Okay, when we can hit choose, we're going to hit OK. We've got a tick. I'm going to close this down. And now when we record, let me just change the preset back because I've tweaked it. Now when I record, we should see controller data coming in. Great. We can see that it's controller number 19. That's the cutoff, the magic number 19. And when we play it back, it should start to automate. Perfect. Nothing more beautiful than seeing something like that, in my opinion. That is analog hardware talking to Reason and coming in via the analog inputs. That's absolutely beautiful sight to me, and if you're a Reason user, you'll probably understand my slight excitement here. Anyway, next up I'm going to show you how to process the audio that's coming in, just as you would with any other synthesizer, and how we can bounce that down or record it to its own track.